Alright, so I didn't really get a video of filming this, but this is the old gasket. It is teared into pieces. It literally exploded. I don't know what the hell happened, but we got the new gasket on there. I'm currently letting it just settle on the car. It is pretty fucking cold out right now, so just letting it, marinate, let it mold into the oil pan, and then tomorrow morning we'll continue this video and put oil in and then start it up. Didn't put a new filter. We'll do that once we get a couple miles in and make sure nothing's leaking, and then we'll do an oil change and get a new filter on there and just cycle everything out. But yeah, didn't really get a process of installing the oil pan. It's really cold. I tried my best trying to film, but at some point I said fuck it and started just going ham on finishing it up because it's just really cold and windy right now. It went from like 50 degrees to like 32 degrees, and now it's like freezing. Alright guys, to wrap up this video, we are currently putting oil into the car. After replacing the oil pan gasket, I'm going to start it up. I'm going to let it heat cycle, make sure everything's good, make sure everything's back together. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Make sure there's no leaks. It is fucking cold today, so the oil is gonna definitely take a while for it to travel, but it's all right as long as we got the new oil in. So I'm more than happy about. I did finish up the job last night. Started at 7, got done at 9 on the oil pan. It's just that we didn't put oil in it until this morning, so it's been about 12 hours. But so far I don't really see oil leaking anywhere. About to put the cap back on, start it up, and then grab my light and just double check that we have everything tightened up on the oil pan. But I'm pretty sure I did a pretty good job doing that last night. Right, let's go hop inside the car, start it up, and then let it idle. And it's fucking freezing, so it's gonna take a while. Let me check the oil and let me get started on that. Alright, everything's good. Our RPM's all fucked up, it's whatever. I'm gonna turn it on. Goddamn. Then we're just gonna let it warm up.
The voltage is too low.
It's cold as fuck though, chat. It's hella cold.
Bluetooth connection is successful.
Cold start.
Bluetooth disconnect.
So I'm gonna let this warm up, and then I'm gonna come out and check and see if we're leaking anywhere. But so far so good. Everything's working, starting. It's cold as fuck. Alright, I'm basically done. Still burning a bit of like that oil residue from my hands, my oily hands, and everywhere else underneath there. I'm probably just gonna get some degreaser once it get warmer out, spray the engine bay down, clean everything up, and just to make sure that it's not leaking. But so far I don't see any oil dripping out of the oil pan onto the floor. That's a good thing. So it's holding oil now. It's not just fucking pissing out oil no more. And yeah, on to the next. I think our next major maintenance thing will probably be the timing belt water pump, but I already checked the timing belt. It looks in pretty good shape still OEM. What's even crazy is that the alternator on this car has a stamp Honda on the side, so that's still an OEM alternator that's on this fucking motor, which is mind-blowing to me. So yeah, but everything else is still looking good, so I'm gonna let it heat cycle for a little bit longer, and then at least getting to more of a higher temp, and then we'll double check everything, check underneath the car, and call it a day. And on to the next. Put that right there. I should grab my OBD2 scanner and check what the hell the cell is, but I'm not really too worried about that. I'm just trying to make sure that this oil pan gasket is actually sealing and is not leaking oil no more. But from looking from up the top right here, it looks way better. It's actually sealing. It's not in pieces like this other one that's over here. I definitely need to go toss this out whenever I have time, but It doesn't have like chunks missing out of the fucking pan. I don't know what happens to this oil pan, bro. Whatever they did to throw it back up on there, it did not work. Because she told me that was a brand new oil pan too. And yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened there. But yeah, we're just gonna let this continue warming up. And then once it gets reached to a good temp, I'm gonna turn it off. And then I'm gonna just double check everything. Make sure everything is good. But so far, everything's looking good. So I'm satisfied with that. What's up, guys? So we are currently in the sedan right now. I'm just chilling in here because it's a lot warmer in here than out there. It's currently 12 degrees. It's fucking freezing, and I'm just giving it a couple revs here and there just to let it reach operating temps a lot quicker. But so far it's finally moving up a little bit. I could just do a quick drive and come back and get to operating temps a lot faster, but I don't have plates for this yet. And a lot of cops have been going up and down my street lately, so yeah, I don't want to risk it and get pulled over for not having it registered, or not having plates, or some bullshit that they could pull on me. But right now I'm just yapping so I can get this thing to operating temps. It's taking quite some time. It should be at operating temps by now, but I think it's so cold out today that it's going to take a while. If you're wondering why it took me so long to put in oil into the oil pan, I was watching videos and a lot of people were saying like, hey, when you put the oil pan on, give it some time, let the RTV settle, let it seal, let the gasket do its thing before you put oil in it, because the moment you put oil in it, the fluids and the liquids is obviously going to be touching those areas. So just put it on, let it sit for a little bit, let the RTV dry up. And I think it would be a little bit different if I did this in the summer, because it's hot out, RTV dries up a lot quicker. Right now I did this in like 30 to 40 degree weather, so it's kind of chilly out, but it shouldn't cause an issue with drying still. But yeah, I just waited 12 hours to put oil in. I just threw the oil pan gasket on and slept, woke up this morning, put oil in, and then checking it now. But if you were to do this like in the summer or when it's a little bit warmer out, I'm pretty sure you can still wait 30 minutes to an hour, I would say. But I would definitely recommend doing the method of just waiting before you put oil in, because to let the RTV settle in the oil pan gasket and matting it up to the engine block, just so that the RTV dries up and like actually seals and like settles there before you just put everything back together and just toss oil in. If the RTV is still wet and the oil touches the wet RTV, it's just gonna wash the wet RTV away. So yeah, I do recommend on waiting and letting the oil pan settle with the RTV gasket maker, and just let it do its thing. Let the oil pan gasket work its way into molding itself into the engine block instead of forcing it, and potentially gonna have more leaks in the future. But yeah, if you guys are wondering why I didn't film much, it was dark already. I didn't want to keep picking up my phone. I kind of just went hands-on in and just started working. And then there's a lot of YouTube videos you can watch learning on how to change the oil pan gasket. It's a lot more straightforward than you think. A lot of people make it a lot more complicated. I mean, you just gotta remove the header from the exhaust, remove some mounts that's connected to the header, remove some mounts that's from the block to the flywheel and stuff like that, and that's pretty much it. I use the electric ratchet to zip the bolts on, and then I hand tighten all the bolts in a diagonal, like top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom, all the way around. And you don't have to crank it too crazy either. If it's snug, it should be good. Just let the oil pan do its thing to seal up the oil pan gasket. So anybody doing an oil pan gasket on a D series, or just any car in general, don't zap them on, run them on so it's tight enough where it won't fall on top of you, and then go back and hand tighten with your left, like your non-dominant hand. If it's tightened on your left dominant hand or non-dominant hand, then it should be good. You don't need to be over torquing the shit out of it. I think it only asks for like 7 foot-pounds of torque, so like you don't have to go crazy on it. And like with a hand torque is usually between like, I think it's like 20 pounds, 20 foot-pounds, if it's actually measured. So you don't have to go too crazy on it. I would just, you know, slightly just whoop, whoop, go do that, go diagonal, make sure everything's tight and even, and then let it sit for like 30 minutes to an hour. If you're doing it at warmer temps, toss oil in, and then we'll do what I'm doing right now. Just double check if the oil pan gasket is leaking, and just let it heat cycle so that the oil pan gasket can actually get some heat in it, because it needs some heat to like actually mold. Now in my situation, it's fucking freezing, so when the oil pan gasket came in, it was kind of, you know, kind of hard. So I'm letting the heat kind of soften up the oil pan gasket, and then, you know, making it mold itself into the engine block and making sure that it doesn't leak. So yeah, but so far no leaks. I did stain my driveway, which I'm pissed, but it's all right. I could power wash it this summer, but yeah. But while I'm yapping, I'll yap for like 5 minutes. I'm gonna let this warm up for another 10 minutes or so, see how far I can get, and then I'm gonna run back inside, make sure there's no leaks, and edit this video and get this video uploaded for y'all. All right, guys, we're gonna end the video here. Just finished up on working on the sedan today at 9:43 a.m. Just want to make sure that we're not leaking oil. Got fresh oil in there. It's holding the oil really well. Oil pan gasket is sealed. Crazy. I don't know what happened to the other oil pan gasket. It literally got demolished and somebody took a bite out of it. It's just, I don't know how that even happened, but oil pan gasket is sealed up correctly now. RTV in the correct spots. If you guys are wondering how did I look that up, you can either watch YouTube videos, or there is a website where you can go and look up the actual book, like instructions on how to do it. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Like, comment, subscribe. More content coming soon, because we got more parts for this thing. I might pick some up over the weekend, and we got some coming in on Wednesday, and I'm really hyped for the Wednesday package to come in, because it's just going to change the whole look in the interior for sure, and also driving it as well. So leave this video a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you guys got to the end of this video, let me know what you're liking so far with this budget build, and at the end of this budget build, I'll definitely add up all the expenses that I spent on, you know, fixing the car. So see you guys in the next episode.